I was gonna do the same thing again, but I'm not even gonna bother. What's up? What's happening? Welcome to Balls Lit Gaming. We are back again, slightly later than what we'd wanted to. Well, what I wanted to. We can blame that one for this.
Sleeping's too good.
Yeah, sleeping's too good apparently. And I've been sitting here now 20 minutes waiting on him to faff about with settings. Changing things up this week as well. Obviously the podcast is going to evolve as we go through this. We're going to try different things just while we're going through this whole epidemic stuff. So we're going to be trying different things to see what works best, trying different programs, and seeing what looks better. But yeah, I'm Lee. Welcome back, guys. He can introduce himself actually.
Yeah, I'm Yav, Stephen. Just overall great gamer. This guy's not. That's all good.
Why did you even include that? It's like
Don't know.
Yeah, oh, dickhead. Yeah. So first, I actually just want to say it's just come into my head there now. Thank you, because episode 2 finished like over 100 views on YouTube, and we got, I don't know, I think we're in 15 to 20 sort of listens on the second podcast. We got a lot of good feedback. People like that we had a bit more structure, which we're going to continue to do. The first week was more just of a meet and greet. I would say it would be best to explain it. But yeah, thank you so much for everyone that subscribe to my YouTube and listen to it and give us feedback and all. We do appreciate it. Yeah, that's really all that I can say about it. Like, what do you think, Yaf?
Yeah, it's all positive feedback for the second one. The first one was a bit scrappy, but the theme of that there was just going off on a tangent, so it was themed technically.
Yeah,
But
it was, as I said, it was like a meet and greet. It was like it was our first one. We didn't really know what we were doing. We wanted to try it out. We wanted to see how it went, and it was more to see if we could sit and talk to each other for like an hour, without scripting, because that's the one thing I don't want to do,
yeah,
is script this,
like
because it
we're
just would be natural.
we're literally just like before we like click the record button, it's a quick 5 minutes. Boom, go. You know what I mean? There's no like sitting writing a script out for like 5 hours.
No, 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 definitely not. We sort of discuss. We don't want to like talk about stuff that we maybe already talked about, and we just sort of cover the bases really.
Yeah,
But yeah, welcome back, guys. Thank you so much. So what have you been up to yet? What have you been playing?
working, gaming, same as last week or the other week. Can't really think of anything I've been doing differently. We've been playing WoW. That's a bit new, like well, new for you, like obviously. Yeah, I
I go ahead.
was gonna say, Lee's actually, came into the world of PCs and left that. Well, he hasn't really left the consoles, but he's got himself a pretty whopper PC. Like,
Yeah.
how's that? Fine. How's that? How you finding that?
Oh yeah, it's great.
It is good to have a PC again. I do. I always enjoyed having the PC. I primarily will always be a console gamer. I don't know. It's just the easy use of consoles and stuff. Everything just works. I just like that. But it is good having the PC. It gives you that versatility, especially with streaming and stuff now. You can sort of push the boundaries that wee bit further. But yeah, Yaf has bit my ear and basically told me to get on WoW. So we've been playing that. It's been good actually. I've played World of Warcraft before. We kind of discussed that last week, or not. I keep saying last week, but a couple of weeks ago we discussed it because you were talking about World of Warcraft as one of your favorite games. But yeah, no, I've been enjoying it because obviously the last time out I was on Classic, which is a lot harder. But this retail one is definitely a lot easier, easy use. Well, you would think that.
Yeah.
Then you play with Gavin.
Don't
Oh
get
my
me started
god.
about Gavin. Like,
There will be a video going up, guys, by the way, of Gavin's adventures on WoW. I am currently in the process of editing it, and it will be up on my YouTube, and I'll put it on the socials as well. Watch it. If you want to see how not to play World of Warcraft, I thought I was bad. Watch Gavin. It is something else. But yeah, playing WoW. What else? Siege, done Siege on the PC as well. We got you back on Siege.
Yeah, I done a whopper 4-man, 5-man actually. It was really good. Easy
Yeah, you
mode,
did.
you know,
You used
just
to, yeah, that's right.
any first person games, you know, yeah, puts his hand to it. He's just good at it. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but
actually,
Siege is just one of those games, though.
yeah, still don't know the maps or how any of the boys work like, but you know, it's easy.
Yeah, yeah, I love Siege. Like, it's just one of those games. It's nice to pick up. It's you need a bit of thought to it and stuff. It's just one of those games that does require a wee bit more thought, and just like a good FPS game. I do like Siege. It's evolved very good. Oh, very good. Is that good England? No,
No.
it's evolved well. It's evolved well over the last few years that it's been out, because it's been out like what's on year 5 now. So
It's hard
we've
again.
got
It's like the
5 years.
hard to keep a game, you know, competitive
Rolling.
and people coming back. You know, at least they keep on changing the maps, bringing new maps, new playable characters. And like I played it on day one when it first came out, and it was buggy, laggy, and crap. And then never played it since. And then I just came back to playing it.
At launch, I think it only had like 6 attackers and 6 defenders. It was really limited. It was very, you know, there wasn't much to it. There was very limited maps and all as well. But then,
But I mean, it was
as the time has went on,
yeah. I mean, it was just I think what held it back just really wasn't that. It was more or less the my cat's now just trying to get on the desk. It's his birthday today, by the way. He's 10.
Frank.
Big Frank boy, yeah. You'll see his tail go past in a wee minute. There he is.
Right in
But-
the middle of your
I
face.
know. Right, buddy, get down. Yeah. It was just the bugginess of it, you know, and the hit rage and all this thing. I think he even worked on the net code after because it was just rubbish.
Yeah.
But no, I've actually enjoyed playing it. I would like to play it more.
It's good on PC. Yeah, no, we'll definitely be playing that more. So we'll. It's just it took a wee bit of me getting used to, because obviously back to keyboard and mouse. It's just it's a whole different thing with keyboard and mouse. But I felt like I caught on to it quite quick, because Siege, like, I know the maps and I know the characters and stuff. It wasn't like picking up a new game. It was picking up a game that I've played quite a lot.
Yeah, well, that's half the battle. The maps. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know the maps, so I'm just kind of just following out. Everyone's calling out things, and I just don't know what's happening. I'm just popping heads, like that's about it, and then getting wrecked.
Yeah, no, it is good. What else? PC. Well, I was playing Gears Tactics, which came out the other day on Tuesday. I played that one night.
You seem to like that pretty well, so you did.
Yeah, I do actually. It's a turn-based tactical game. You actually do have to think about it quite a bit as well. It isn't like real easy. They've put a bit of like, and I'm only playing it on like intermediate, you know, like medium. And there's a couple of times you're like, shit, I'm gonna get wrecked here, you know. And you do have to put a bit of thought into what moves you make
Yeah.
and stuff, and using abilities and things like that. But no, it is good. It's definitely a game I'm going to jump back on. I streamed it for a few hours and I did enjoy it. And they put a good bit of effort into the story as well. And obviously, as I said the other week, Gears. I love the Gears universe, which we are going to be playing in about an hour.
Yeah.
So me and Yaf are going to be streaming Gears of War from the beginning, because he's never played them. And after the other week, I basically told him to download them so we can play them. So we're going to play through in co-op and do those. But yeah, apart from that, I don't think I've played anything else. Have you?
No.
Oh, I played one game of Valorant and got wrecked and never played it again.
Yeah. On the Valorant note, that's I've uninstalled it, I think, so I'm not going back to that. And maybe tell them maybe change it when it comes out full release, like, but I'm not gonna bother.
Yeah. I want to give it a go, like, but I don't think it's a game you can really play by yourself.
No,
I think it's kind of like Siege. It's kind of like Siege. You need to play it with a couple of people, because it's all about the callouts and stuff, and kind of like Counter-Strike. You know, you kind of don't know what's going on.
Can't really solo carry in it. Not if you're like no one really communicates stuff in it. So yeah, you need a group of 4 with your five stack to go in and actually do you any damage. Like
yeah. But yeah, so we'll maybe get back on that. But apart from that, new PC's going well, and it's good to be back on PC. But we'll be going back to console tonight. Yaf's dusting it off his Xbox to play some Gears, so that'll be fun. See what he thinks. He'll probably turn it off after 5 minutes and say shit.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping it works. I haven't played a game on that Xbox for don't know. So it might not even work. So well, hopefully it does work.
I'm trying to think of when you last played it.
I think the last time I played Apex Legends with you.
Oh yeah. I remember that. I do. Remember
Obviously,
that.
I was a
good
while back. Like,
Yeah, because I haven't played Apex in ages.
That was season
So
2.
I haven't. Yeah.
So
Yeah, is it between season 2 and 3, maybe?
what season's on now?
Fuck, I don't know, 5, 6. Don't
Yeah.
know. I stopped playing it whenever they introduced the new map. Didn't like the new map.
Yeah.
So this week we've kind of going to go just on sort of topics because the last 2 weeks there's actually been quite a lot of game news.
There has.
A lot of motion going on. You know, there's a lot of question marks, obviously based on the situation that we're in about next gen and stuff, especially around consoles. But yeah, but Yath sent me a thing literally the day after we recorded the last one, or the day after we uploaded it. I can't remember. That we definitely were like, we need to talk about that.
So it's not exactly game related, but you know, we could also say we talk a lot about technology. I mainly love technology and gadgets and anything pretty much gadgety related. But this, it just fuels the hatred for a company that we both don't like and hate pretty much, and this fuels it even more. But I'll let Lee explain.
Yeah. So the company then that he's referencing is Apple. I don't like Apple. I've never actually owned an Apple product. Sorry, tell a lie. An iPod. It was the only MP3 player that was worth buying, to be fair.
Yeah.
But in terms of their phones and things like that, never. I've used one. I actually had to borrow one while I had to get a phone fixed, and it was honestly the worst 2 weeks of my life. But I do not like Apple. He has owned iPhones. You've owned Apple products.
I've had a 4, which to be fair, I thought the 4 was one of the best phones I've ever owned. It was the best phone. Anything after that was pretty much crap. I had a 5 and a 5S. After the 5S, I went to OnePlus. So I never looked back.
But what we laughed quite a bit about, and I will put a picture of these whenever I'm editing the video, so sorry to the listeners, but Apple are releasing Apple Wheels. Now, what do I mean by Apple Wheels? They're releasing wheels. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Yaf. For the MacBook Pro. Or
No,
MacBook Pro.
The Mac Pro.
The iMac.
So basically,
sorry.
It's
the desktop. The desktop.
Yeah, the desktop that looks like a cheese grater.
Yes. The Mac Pro, they are releasing wheels for it. All right, okay, fair enough. They're releasing wheels for it, so you can
just before you give the price of the wheels and right, have a look. How much is the actual desktop? Right, I'm sure it's.
Wait, you talk. While
I'm pretty sure that's about $9,000, $10,000, I think. Now this thing is there's been things about this before. Pro. So obviously you have the Mac Pro, and you have to buy a desktop on its own, and it's a good load of $1,000, right? Then you buy the monitor, all right, the display, which doesn't come with the base. You have to buy the base on top of that, which is £1,000. All right, so it'd be good if Lee could get all the prices up here, and then we'll obviously give you the price of these wheels, which are ridiculous.
It's not. See, when you type in Mac Pro, it's bringing up the MacBook Pro. Have they stopped doing the Mac Pro?
Maybe they woke up one day and were like, hold on a second. We're idiots.
Oh, no, find it.
There we go.
It's on Apple. It's on Apple's website. Right, let me see. Can I... Okay. Right, hold on. I'm going to see if I can share the screen.
This could go horribly wrong. This has never been done before. Beta features, boys.
I've got it. Right, so you can see that. You can't see me now, but you can see that.
Yeah.
That is the Mac Pro. As Yas says, the cheese grater. As you can see, from £5,500. And I don't know what the difference is.
I think that's rack mountable for server room.
Right, okay. It's from... Oh, yeah, sorry, rack from... See that. From £6,000. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
So you buy that at £6,000 and it can't wheel about. Like most desktops, my desktop doesn't have wheels on it.
Don't know why you would need that, yeah.
Yeah, it's not really a feature that you would really need. I can maybe see it in an office setting that you would go, let's wheel it into another room rather than lift it, because it's probably heavy. Apple products that Apple product might have a bit of weight to it. But the main thing is, and the thing that made us laugh, is they have decided to release wheels for it with a price tag of, correct me if I'm wrong, £700 friggin' pounds.
I think you're right there, lad.
700 quid for fucking wheels.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking wheels you fucking put in your car. We're talking like
Wheels you get on your
would get on a
chair.
chair.
Yeah.
Like a wheel that's probably like what, that size?
Yeah.
I when he sent me that, I literally went, I have no words. I literally didn't have words. It's like how Apple make me speechless because they do this. They release a product, like a half a product. They release the Mac Air, has no USB ports, but you go and buy a thing to give it USB ports. It's like, are you taking the mick? You buy a thing that's like 500, 600, £700, and then you have to buy an expansion that's like 80 quid.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
It's like the display for it as well. You know, the whole, it doesn't come with the base and you have to buy
Oh yeah,
base.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So it's £6,000 for the tower and then the fucking Apple.
Do you want to buy the
displays,
going? It's probably a couple of
What are
grand for
they?
that. It's like, I think it's like 3 or 4 grand because it's like, you know, photo. It's got all the color aspects for, you know, when you're editing photographs and things like that. There, I can't remember the
Yeah.
term. I think it's photo reference or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, but throw them in the box.
Yeah.
Don't charge people 700. You've literally ripped the whole out of people already.
It's like they're trying to do the IKEA method. Only, you know, we're not talking about buying like a pack of like pound screws here. You know, that you're like, oh, wish they're in the box, but you know, it's only £1, so we'll buy them at the cash desk. You know,
Yeah.
700 quid.
For fucking wheels.
I know.
Like, people would pay that to get wheels on their car.
Yeah,
And
rims.
it's
Yeah,
probably cheaper.
yeah.
You could probably get rims for your car cheaper. And rims are, you know, like you can get 20-inch and all, but I don't know. I don't really follow cars, but you can get really big rims.
Yeah.
But they're asking you to buy fucking probably what, 4 of them that
Four of
are
them.
literally that size for £700. Apple, fuck right off. I'm not going on Apple anymore. I'm moving on from that.
That's it. Up.
That's
just
it.
done.
I'm drawing the line on that one.
Yep.
But yeah, fuck Apple. Yeah, so that was funny when he sent me that. Other news though, will the games sort of side of things is really lit up over the last few days. Well, not even the last few days, the last week or so. So, Xbox announced yesterday.
I was like, was it the late last night? Was it that I linked you that, or was it the day in work? I can't remember.
I can't remember, but Xbox have announced that they're doing their Xbox conference because obviously, over the absence of E3, we have no conferences this summer, or well, going into summer now. So Xbox are doing their conference next Thursday, the 7th of May at 4 o'clock as well. Did you see that? It's 4 o'clock British Standard Time.
British time?
Summertime. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's pretty good.
So it must be like early in the morning for them in America. So
Yeah.
it's not on really late, which is good. But they are showing obviously the first gameplay on the new Xbox console, which I'm very excited about. I cannot wait to see. And obviously all the upcoming titles that are coming to the Series X. Because for the first time yesterday, we actually seen the Series X attached to a game. I don't know if you've seen it. Did you
what
watch
game was
the
it?
Assassin's Creed.
Okay. Is that going to be a launch title for it, or?
Yep. So they've announced that. So Ubisoft announced yesterday as well, which is perfect timing. I think it was yesterday. It was Xbox announced yesterday as well. Because Ubisoft showed the opening cinematic trailer for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which is about Vikings, which will be class. I'm very excited about that. That's a good setting. But the actual stream of it was Xbox sponsored.
Oh.
So Xbox must have paid some amount of money. So at the start, it done it shows you the X, and it faded out, and then done the trailer, and then at the end of it, it showed you it said Xbox Series X. So Xbox have actually paid for that brand exposure, that actual insert, rather than it didn't say available on all platforms. It said on Xbox. It
So,
is coming out on all consoles, but
yeah.
they've obviously paid Ubisoft for that placement. So I'm
Yeah.
expecting to see that game next
Gameplay
week.
footage, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, which will be very good because to see it on next gen. But they also announced as well that if you buy it on Xbox now, it will transfer for free onto the
Okay.
Series X. Gotta love it.
Yeah.
Gotta love it. I love that shit. You know, it's the same as Cyberpunk. They announced the same thing that if you buy it, it will transfer to the new console. You don't have to rebuy it. Brilliant. That's the way it should be. Like, to be fair, rather than people going out and buying
Multiple, because you are just
multiple.
tend to just ban the same game. You know, it's like just having
Yeah.
a CD key. You know what I mean? And like taking it from one PC to another PC upgrade.
Yeah,
You know,
and
it's just
the thing-
technically what it is.
and it wouldn't really be fair because at the end of the day, all you're really paying for is like texture pack more than anything. You know, you're paying for obviously better FPS and things like that as well, better performance. But at the end of the day, it is just performance you're paying for. You're not going to get anything different. It's going to be the same game.
Yeah.
You get the same experience if you bought an Xbox Series X and someone had an Xbox One. You are playing the same game. It just looks different. So
Yeah.
it wouldn't really be fair to make people pay the extra money to get that. So I think most games that are launching between now and holiday 2020, as they say, are getting automatic upgrades to the Series X. I don't know if PlayStation are doing the same thing. They haven't said.
Yeah,
We
said
don't even know
much.
what the place. No, that's the next thing is that the only thing that we've seen from PlayStation is their controller, which I
And
think
logo.
looks.
And logo.
Oh, sorry, and logo, which hasn't changed
Yeah.
for at least 15 years. It's the same fucking logo. That PS and then just the number.
Yeah, at least Microsoft done it right. They didn't have a whole conference for this is the logo. Okay, thanks,
know.
bye.
Oh
You know what I
my
mean?
god! Was that
That was
no,
February.
that was before.
That was
Yeah,
it
that
was
gonna say,
right
we should
before.
have actually talked about that.
Yeah, I think it was so ridiculous, just left their minds. Not as ridiculous as the
God.
Apple wheels, but you know, still ridiculous.
Yeah. Like they had a whole conference, people got excited. They were like, oh, PlayStation 5, and they did the conference to show the logo. They showed nothing else. Like,
And then showed you a
fucking
controller like
hell.
2 months later.
Yeah, so we've seen the controller, the white PlayStation controller. I think it looks like shit.
The black one doesn't look too
Um,
bad. The white one's dung looking.
Yeah, you can see that they've started to take the shape more of an Xbox controller. It's got that angular sort of like this part.
Yeah,
It sort of angles,
but it's
whereas
not that.
PlayStation kind of were a bit straighter.
Yeah, but also I think the PlayStation ones are always very close together
Yeah,
because obviously it has to be like that because of the way
it looks a
you're.
bit more outwards now.
Yeah.
But the thumbsticks are still they're too close together. I don't like it. Don't like it. But yeah, we still haven't seen a PlayStation, and when will we see a PlayStation? There's a lot of rumors going about that they're hitting production issues and stuff, and that they actually mightn't be ready for this holiday season, which would be massive for Xbox because Xbox would have an immediate jump on them, but also detriment like PlayStation. It would fuck PlayStation big time. That
Yeah,
they couldn't
because
release a
you
console.
think I'd imagine that if there's going to be a Call of Duty or something like that there, it obviously is going to come out first on the
There is.
PlayStation 5. You know, so obviously if you know they're not ready to have a console and Activision's invested the money in PlayStation to have something out for the holiday season, I mean, big opportunity for anyone to sell at that point, and they're not ready with something.
Yep.
You know, what they're going to do. You know what I mean?
Well, Activision, they'll obviously have contracts and stuff, and it'll be a contractual agreement, but they're going to be feeling pressure from developers. Like,
Yeah.
developers will want their games out there. You know, they'll want to have their games on the latest platform.
Yeah.
And, you know, especially Sony, their own
You'd feel
companies.
bad if you're, you know, a first party studio and you're, you know, working, you know, game developers don't get it easy. It's a pretty hard job to do, working day and night to try to get a game out. It's all like, hardware's not ready. You know, how shit's that? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what is going to come from Sony, because the thing is that Xbox have been very vocal this time around. You know, Sony were really the ones that were kicking at Xbox and constantly like poking and stuff like that. Xbox are being the guys this time around, being more vocal, being more aggressive, and really they're just pumping stuff out like every couple of days, just information, you know, all this different stuff. And that the Series X that I'm excited for. Like I am
Just
excited to
before we leave this sort of down, can we talk about the Shroud adverts?
see it. Yeah, the Shroud advert. That's right. I forgot about that. Game Pass.
Yeah.
It's great. It is great. Honestly, if you're listening to this, go and watch the Game Pass advert featuring Shroud with a beaver hang gliding for no reason. It is I honestly want to know how much they paid Shroud to do that. Like he's so serious. Like I didn't think he would do something like that, to be honest. I thought it was like he just wouldn't be up for like taking the piss out of himself.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, he is very serious, but
obviously
he's
was.
done pretty well at that. And I'll also say that
He
they had a
did.
pretty I don't know if it was because of that or obviously just because of the current situation where everyone just in the house, but they've actually hit a pretty big milestone of 10 million subscribers to Game Pass. I don't think you
Jesus.
knew about that.
No, I didn't.
So
Holy shit.
it just popped in my mind there because I seen it the other day and I was going to screenshot it to you, but I
And-
forgot. 10 million
But the
subscribers.
thing is, and the thing is right. You have to think about it in terms of like money. You know, people always were like, "How are Microsoft making money this way?" Right? And because they're giving it away, they're giving it away for a
Yeah.
pound. 10 million subscribers for £1. 10 million pound.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
way more than probably how much money's on that Game Pass. How much
Yeah.
they've invested in those games. Way more. Like
Yeah.
Microsoft, that Game Pass honestly was a stroke of genius for Microsoft. For PC and Xbox, brilliant.
Yeah, because
Absolute
you're going to get
geniuses.
loads of people that's going to jump on the pound wagon for the month or the cup 3 month or whatever it is, and then at the end of the month it's like, oh, where all my games go? £10 for gold and thingy, you know. Goldmine.
Like if
Absolute
you have 10
goldmine.
million, if you have 10 million people paying 10 quid, fucking what's that? That's 100 million.
Yeah, that's the same as what
I can't do maths.
I think Blizzard was like, you know, remember when Blizzard was WoW and they had like 10 million subscribers and obviously it's $9.99 minimum, you know, and big
Mental.
money, you know, it's
Mental
subscription
money.
based is the way to go.
It costs Microsoft literally nothing to run it because what they're doing is they're taking games that have been out and they're just putting them on it. Now, the only games that like is obviously that it's a bit different is the newer ones. But
First party.
The thing is first party. But the thing is, Microsoft have put the money into making those games, and then people are subscribing to that to get those games. So they're
Yeah.
just getting the money back and some.
Yeah,
They were geniuses.
And they started putting their games back on Steam, so at full 50 quid whack. So you're going to have people that's going to go out and not. You're going to have the handful of people because 10 million subscribers is probably, you know, if you think of how many people subscribe to Xbox Gold, it's probably a fraction of that. So there's
Yeah.
going to be a lot of people. It's like, well, I'm not subscribing. I was going to go out and buy the game because they like the physical copy, you know, and you know they're probably in the millions too, you know. So it's win-win.
And the thing
know.
is, as well, is exactly it is win-win. But the thing is that they put them on Steam at full whack, right? And then someone goes, "Why would I pay full whack at 50 quid, 60 quid, 40 quid, whatever, when I can go and pay a quid to play it now?"
It's smart. I think it's actually
But
done
that
that.
goes straight into Microsoft's
Yeah.
pocket. That
Well, what I
doesn't go-
think,
that, you know,
just when you
it's
just
like-
said that, there's just dawned upon me what I think they've done. Because you know, they took everything off the Steam store and they wanted to concentrate on their own Microsoft store, which we will be honest is shit.
yeah, awful.
And then obviously they've been pushing Game Pass over the past year, a lot, and then now they started reintroducing stuff back onto the Steam store. But I think it's more of a fact of, fuck, I'm not paying that. I'll
Yeah.
go back on Game Pass, and obviously it means
Exactly.
it's a win-win because obviously, they're either getting the 50 quid. Well, with Steam fees, they're probably not getting 50 quid, but they're still
Exactly,
getting.
that's what I'm saying. They'll get a fraction.
Yeah.
They'll get some sort of
So either they get
percentage.
$9.99 a month, or they get a one-off of, the speculating, 35 quid. Still getting money.
If they even get that, because
Yeah.
it might be a fact that Steam actually buy the Steam keys off them for like a
Yeah.
you would like any company would buy any type of product. They might
Cost
buy it at
price,
a
yeah.
cost price.
Yeah.
So the Game Pass goes directly into Microsoft's pocket. So they'll be like force it is. I think it's very smart marketing. I think they've really got their heads screwed on now. They fucked up big time at the start of the Xbox One launch, but this time around I think they really got the head screwed on. And just before we move on from Xbox, the Initiative, which kind of leads us into the next one. So the Initiative is an Xbox studio that they announced at E3 a couple of years ago or last year. I can't really remember, but they have been stealing like top developers from all the major developers. They've stole a couple of ones from Sony, which leads me on to my next topic. But the Ubisoft, Rockstar, Naughty Dog,
Riot.
Santa Monica, there was another couple, but like they are stealing massive
But was
developers.
Bethesda in there as well?
I don't remember seeing Bethesda. But yeah, they are stealing from top developers for this new project that they're working on, and no one knows what it is.
Well, are
And
they
that
stealing,
could
or
be
is
so exciting.
people gladly jumping ship?
Well, yeah,
You know what I mean?
well, obviously they're poaching staff, but what I mean is that they're obviously showing something that is making these people leave. Like leaving Naughty Dog is a big leap. Like Naughty Dog make very good games. Maybe or it's maybe just like any job. People are getting bored. They're like, I've been looking at fucking Last of Us or Uncharted for years now. I want to move on to something different. But the fact that they're getting all these top developers into this one studio, it's like, what are they working on? And we might actually see that next Thursday, which could be very exciting. I'm intrigued.
Even if I just see a launch trailer or something, not even game footage, just something, you know.
But yeah, here you have the thing is that there's a lot of people speculating that because of the way Phil Spencer, he's tweeting certain things, and it looks like it could be a reboot of an old series. And people are speculating about what the old series could be because Xbox have a lot of dormant series that haven't been used in a long time. A lot of dormant series, like Perfect Dark Zero and all those ones. You remember the ones that
Yeah.
came out ages ago?
But would would Rare not take that over? You know, since it's still an active studio.
But Rare's working on
Sea of
Sea of
Thieves.
Thieves.
Yeah.
And the thing is that Rare's owned by Microsoft anyway, so they can just move it to a different studio. They can just go, we're going to take this IP and move it to someone else. Who
Time
knows?
Splitters.
But
They're
yeah,
working on
there's
Time
lots.
Splitters. Let's hope.
That would be class. That would be class. That would be class. But yeah, as I was saying, it would lead us on to the next topic, which is The Last of Us Part 2. Got leaked mysteriously. So there was an announcement that someone had left Naughty Dog to join the initiative. And then the next day, Last of Us Part 2 launch date miraculously came out of nowhere. It's as if, I don't know, an employee left the company and went, here, Last of Us is coming out sometime. And then it forced Naughty Dog to actually announce it and be like, yeah, it is coming out then.
Well, maybe that was like, you could maybe speculate on the fact that obviously, maybe this person was leaving, right? And maybe obviously high up people, Naughty Dog was like, you wouldn't mind just leaking this because Sony's really like, they're not saying anything, and obviously how are we supposed to market something when we can't market it? You know what I mean? So, because obviously it got a lot of it, it did force their hand, and obviously, people are like, oh sweet, why doesn't I just do that if I knew it was going to come out? But maybe obviously
that's why I feel that it wasn't their plan. I don't think they wanted it to come out yet. I think they were leaving that for like a press conference. I think Sony wanted to announce that.
Yeah. Or they were playing it safe and saying, they could have maybe pushed it back to a launch title for the PlayStation 5, which obviously maybe employees didn't want that because you've been working on something for fucking years and then it gets pushed back again.
Well, the other speculation is that it's Microsoft taking things away from Sony, because you take that announcement away.
Oh, what have they got to show?
What have they got to show?
Yeah.
What have they got to announce? You're taking things away from their press conferences. You get a news person in and they're like, oh yeah, we've nearly finished Last of Us. It's coming out of blah blah.
Here,
and
what?
That guy goes, here, what? Click, 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 click.
You're going to leave my name out of that, aren't you? Yeah, no sweat.
yeah, no worries. But there's a lot of speculations that this could be Microsoft's very smart marketing, taking things away from Sony.
You think they've dribbed and drabbed everything? A logo, a controller. I ain't seen the console yet, so they're probably just going to have a thing for that. So, yeah, that's smart.
Who knows? But yeah, The Last of Us Part 2, June. I'll probably get that. Like you said, you're going to.
I'm definitely going to have to play the first one. So, yeah, I'll have to stream it. I think that'll be good. For some, never a first playthrough, It's very,
it's very good.
Yeah.
It is very good. It's very see the thing is about PlayStation exclusives, they're very samey. It's that third person sort of slightly off to the right, over the shoulder type. It's very
kid companion.
Kid companion. It's the same thing that they have that thing, but that game was very good. The story of it's fantastic. I can't take it away from them. Naughty Dog made a really good game, so they did. Yeah, we've just a couple more things just to sort of wrap this up. We're doing a bit of a shorter one this week, but the pressing matter. So we mentioned that, and we've sort of been posting it on our social medias about our charity stream. So we have took it upon ourselves to decide to do a 24-hour stream for Macmillan Cancer Support. and all the proceeds go to the charity themselves. So we have donation pages up, and we've set a £500 target between us, with 250 each on each page. 500 between us. Obviously, more than that would be amazing. But we're doing that charity stream next Friday, the 8th of May, the bank holiday Friday, and we're playing Halo.
We've agreed on a time, starting at 12
Yes,
midday.
that was the 12 midday. We're going to start then. So 12 midday to 12 midday on Saturday. A long 24 hours, I'm sure, but we've got plenty of game to keep us occupied. That's the thing, is we picked Halo because they're long. Like Halo doesn't cut back. I think you're talking 14 hours, I think, for the first one. And then, so that's like half our time. You know, we might blast through the first one really quick, but we've downloaded them all. Yeah. So we literally have, there's freaking, 5 of them. So we're not going to run out.
Yeah.
So we're not. And it's just going to be good to go back to a title that I haven't played in a long time.
I've actually not played. I think I played bit of 2, but never completed it, and never played 3. I think I played the multiplayer in 3, but I didn't actually play the story. So it's going to be a first for me.
Yeah, so we're going to do that. We'll decide on what we are doing, breaks and stuff wise, how many hours and stuff we're going to take breaks and all that sort of things. But if you follow us on our social media pages, we will be posting things. I'll be posting things all week, sort of in the build up to it, and follow our stream so that we can we'll both be streaming live for the 24 hours, which will be fun.
I think at the minute we're actually close to. I've got a sponsor sheet that I haven't obviously been able to put on my thing yet, but I think between the both of us we're close to 300 now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I think you've got about 150. I've got about 105.
I think I have 160.
160, and then my auntie's got a few. I think about £70 worth of stuff from her work. So we're going to be near the.
So we're already over half, and we haven't even started.
Yeah. So it's going to be good going, like.
Yeah, so guys, if you hop onto our social media pages and even donate a couple of £, all values, you know, it doesn't matter. It's going to a good cause. Yeah. You know, during this time, it's good to donate to, you know, a lot of people are doing it for the NHS and stuff, obviously, which needs it. The government really should be given that, but it's the government. But
it's good to not forget about the other charities that are still relying on.
Yeah, things, so a lot of them need a lot of help, and especially when you think about, you know, all the different conditions and things and all the different charities, and especially during this time, anyone suffering with any conditions and things, being locked in the house all the time, it can't be good for someone who's going through, you know, any type of illness, disease, anything like that at all. So having these charities there, you know, they're insanely important, and they do really good work. So yeah, big shout out to that, and we will be trying to raise as much money as we can.
Just so guys, before we leave this, right? One of the girls in work, Laura, decided to we'll probably do it for both, right? But if I fall asleep, apparently I have to get my armpits waxed as a forfeit. And I said it was all right, and they're all like looking at me like, no, it's Thursday. Like, I couldn't be that bad, right? So that's something that could happen. I don't think so. I don't know if I want to get that done or not, so I'll probably just stay up. But just in case Yaf, you know, passes out his keyboard or something.
I have already said I don't think there's going to be a problem with me. I'll sit up for 24 hours. I have no problem with that. You are going to be a problem.
There's going to be a problem.
Yeah. It might end up that Lee finishes it solo, but we'll see.
I might have to, are we 15-minute breaks? I might have the 15-minute micro naps or something, standing up or something like that there.
Yeah, but the thing is that you won't get up. That's the problem. I'm not napping. I'm not napping. Not doing it. It's not worth it. Just sleep whenever you're done. You'll be all right. Get the Gifu on the go, mate. Gifu.
Should have ordered some new ones before that, but anyway.
It's a bit late now.
But yeah, so Lee'll stick in like all the links and stuff like that there below the YouTube video. We'll just mention our socials at the end of this, and obviously just follow away, and then I'll have all the links for pretty much everything and explain it. I post these on Twitter and all anyway, so you'll be able to get on there, and so does he. So you know you'll be able to get the link. The link's on my Twitter and stuff. So whatever way you're following it, there is a way to find out. Or if you just follow me on us on our Mixer,
on Mixer, then you'll be able to get it okay. But yes, guys, all the support would be greatly appreciated. We're just going to wrap up. We can answer a couple of these questions and we'll keep a couple more.
Yep.
Just get through what we can.
These are still
the next
Legends
5 minutes or
questions
so.
that we
Yeah.
had from last week or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, the last time, I know. Legends sent in loads of questions, so we're sort of trickling them out because they're quite wordy and there's plenty to talk about. So we'll go with this one. Over the years of gaming, what do you personally think makes a more successful game? A well-constructed story, great gameplay, or next level graphical details, which is more important to you? Which is more important to you, and what do you think is more important to the average gaming consumer? That is a big wordy one. So basically, what he's saying is it story, gameplay, or graphics? And what do you think's what's more important to us, and what do you think is more important to everyone else? I'll let you start.
Well, I think me and you's going to have a difference of opinion on this. So
Okay.
I wouldn't really be playing a game for graphics, personally. It all depends on the game. So if you're talking about like a story-driven game, obviously you'd want it to be story and a very good story, or else you're maybe just going to turn off after 5-10 minutes, if it doesn't captivate you, if you're like me. Because I play a lot of, come from a very competitive first-person shooter background. Graphics don't really bother me. Usually to get sort of the highest FPS and smoothness, you're going to dumb the graphics down anyway, and plus it's easier to see enemies. So to me, it would primarily be, story-driven on a single-player game. And obviously the mechanics and things like that there, and AI and everything like that, they put into the game more so than the graphics.
So you would. So what are you saying? Story or gameplay?
Well, even that's hard. Like, do I have to pick one? Do I? I would say
which is more important to you, or sorry. What first of all, what makes it more successful? That's the first part of it. What makes a more successful game? I think story.
Yeah, well, I think obviously you need something that's going to captivate the audience. So I think in a generalized scenario where for consumers, it's going to have to be the story. Games like sort of Last of Us, Halo, Skiers.
And people fall in love with characters. It's the characters. It's not how they play. It's people go and dress at Comic-Con and things like that as the characters. They fall in love with the character. Gears. You've Marcus. You've Master Chief. You've Zelda. What do you call him? Link. From Zelda. You've Mario. Their characters, and it's from their stories that people fall in love with them. It's not how they play them. Yeah, that's what I think.
You can't obviously turn
more successful.
You can't turn a game into a franchise, obviously, with a guff story, because no one's going to play the second one.
Exactly. So I think that would make a more successful game. But what are you saying is more important to you?
I would say that obviously yes. I would say the story is going to make the successful game. To me, it would be gameplay. There's nothing worse than clunky, shitty controls and just being jagged and really hard to play, hard learning curve. So for me, over graphics and story, it'd be just for personally preference would be the gameplay and how the game actually plays.
And see, you thought I'd disagree with you, but I'd actually probably agree.
Okay.
I think because the reason that I think gameplay is more important is because now in the period of games that we're in, story isn't always connected to the games that we're playing. You look at Call of Duty, you look at I'm trying to think, Apex Legends and things like that, those battle royales, there's no story. Well, there is Call of Duty, try to twist the story into it, and Apex is a loose story, but that's not why people are playing them. They're playing them because they play good.
Yeah.
They feel good to play, and I think that is more important. Well, that's more important to me. But those big titles, as you say, that people play them for story and things like that. Those are very select numbers. People will pick up a new franchise now based on how it plays. I think, or a new game just based on how it plays.
Well, I think
it's one of those ones that crosses over a wee bit, though.
Yeah, because I was going to say obviously it would be if you're going to pick between a single player game or a multiplayer game. Obviously, single player games have a very limited lifespan because once you complete it, you can only sort of complete it several amount of times, whereas obviously every time you play like a multiplayer game, it can be different.
Yeah.
Even as the same maps.
The thing is, I find myself playing games though that I'm not even following the story, and I just like playing it. You kind of, exactly. It's like mind numbing, and you're kind of just enjoying yourself, and you're just doing things. You're just doing the objectives and things like that, but you're not actually following the story. And to me, that I could find myself getting lost in the game, just playing it and not
Yeah.
actually following the story.
It'd be the
But
same as
obviously,
me.
I think, yeah, I think
Because
obviously in the wider term and more important to the average customer, it's probably is story.
Yeah.
It's probably story to most people because there's a lot more people out there that love like character-driven stuff. That's why I think that Naughty Dog and PlayStation are really successful in terms of their first-party games. Naughty Dog make Last of Us, and Santa Monica make God of War. Those are really story-driven character games that they play fine. Like, I wouldn't say they're the nicest thing to play, but it's the story. It keeps you fucking hooked. You want to find out what happened to those characters, and I think that's probably more important to the average customer.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. We'll answer one more and then we'll wrap this up. So, do you think playing online games at a young age or adulthood helps to build social skills? That's a controversial one because there'll be a lot of people that would there'll be a lot of opinions with this one because a lot of people feel that games aren't good.
I mean, if anyone has played in a Call of Duty lobby, which you probably have, or CS:GO or something like that, there, you're gonna get some American kid slower about your mum. He's like 12 years old, probably even younger. And in CS:GO, you're just gonna get some Russian kid that just screams "Rush B" and "Suka Blade." You know what I mean?
So in terms of online games, we both started youngish with online stuff. Like, I would. It's a yes and no thing because games have changed. Like when we were younger, as you say, people with slabber Call of Duty lobbies, bitching with each other and stuff like that. But you would find other lobbies where you'd actually chat to people and you would talk to people. And like I played Rainbow Six, which I discussed the other week, and I made friends through that. And in America and stuff, and I made like connections and social sort of connections. But now things are different because online game lobbies, no one talks. No one talks. They're not the same.
Yeah, and if they are going to talk, it's generally they're going to slabber. There's no, or
Yeah,
you've just got some guy screaming down the mic.
Yeah, or there's just music playing or something.
Yeah.
No, the lobbies of games are not the same. The gaming has changed, and I think now, no, I don't think it's good for social unless you're playing with your friends.
Yeah.
Because then that's being sociable. But I mean, in terms of interacting with others, no, I wouldn't say so. Because like you could play Call of Duty for 12 hours straight and not talk to another human being.
Yeah. Well, not have a full blown conversation of any value to another human being. Yeah.
Or at all. You could literally nominally just sit there and play Call of Duty without talking to anyone. Whereas back then, I remember coming out of COD lobbies and people would be giving stick and talking and chatting, and the lobbies were always just people talking over each other and interacting. It's not the same anymore. It isn't
definitely
the same.
not. I can't even WoW used to be pretty good for it back in the day. You could have just
people would have chatted and stuff and typed in the thing. And
and if you're hanging beside someone and you're doing the same quest, it would have been do you want to duo and we'll go and complete the quest together. You don't really get that
but
no more.
Now people just
fly
do
on
it
ahead.
with you. They don't talk. They
Yeah.
don't talk. It's just people kind of just tag along, do what they need to do, and then clear off. There's no interaction. There's no actual sort of interaction between us. It's weird.
But
So I would have said yes, but now no.
No, and it sort of does come to the whole aspect of everyone's just glued to their mobile phones, and everyone's just very, not very sociable, rather than, you think that at the minute with everyone's just sort of watching like TikTok videos and things like that there, not really posting their own, but just watching, and that's it, so everyone's sort of just doing their own thing, but not contributing.
In general.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I think as technology has evolved, we have got all these social networks, but people are less social.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Like it's like the sociable world, the unsociable people. Like everyone is.
We have never been this connected, or we've never been easily connected with each other ever before. It's never been so easy just to
be unconnected at the same time.
Yeah, it's like it's all there,
so
but we're not using it right. You know what I mean?
No, I know. But the thing is that I find that out of all of this stuff, and this is sort of, we'll wrap it up here, but the out of this pandemic, people are actually more social now.
Yeah.
Like people are getting together on a Friday night to do quizzes and
Yep.
things and talk to relatives and things like that. People are more social now when you can't leave the friggin' house
Yeah.
than walking down the street. You could walk past people because you're glued to your phone.
That's just the mentality, isn't it? Of you can't do that. It's like fuck no, I want to do that. You know.
Yeah. It is a strange time we're living in. We kind of went off like the topic in terms of the video games things, but it's still relevant.
Relevant to
in the sense
everything.
yeah, the social thing. Now the answer for that, if you're asking, do you think online video games at a young age or adulthood help build social skills? Now,
No.
I would say no, absolutely not, definitely not. There's a couple more there, but what we'll do is we will package them into the end of our next one. What are we doing next time, Jeff?
Games we hate. Now we might need a. I mean, what was the last?
That might be a longer one.
Yeah, last week we done was about an hour and 10 ish. You know, we could maybe do like a 12 hours. We should just do that next week, and rather than stream Halo, just talk about all the games we hate. We could do 24 hours of that, no sweat.
I've already been thinking these. I already have a list, and I find this list a lot easier than the ones I do like.
Yeah.
There's a game that we will both hate, and I think you'll have not even thought of it, and I can't wait to tell you.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that we'll basically wrap it up there, guys, because we're going to go on here and play Gears. He needs to set up his Xbox and stuff. So, and I need to grab a quick bite to eat. But yeah, guys. Thank you all so much for all the support. It's honestly, I'm enjoying doing this. You know, I actually look forward to doing this. So we will be back in 2 weeks' time. I think maybe over the next couple episodes, we'll maybe move it to a specific day that we release it, because we're a bit over the place at the minute. And then once we get that down to a T, we might see about weekly. Maybe, because we did talk about that originally. But we'll try and get it down to a specific day, and then over time.
Weekly would be good because it'll be shorter, and obviously we're not trying to cram it as much into one thing. So yeah,
I know it's because we're kind of trying to fill as much information as we can into these, because we kind of have plans of what we're going to do. But anyway, yeah, guys, thank you all so much, and we hope to see you back again soon. Please like, subscribe, share the video, and share the podcast on whatever platform is necessary to you, or whatever platform that you do use. Yeah, this has been Balls Lit. Thank you so much.
Yep, and hope to see you next Friday when we do the charity stream.
Yeah,
and see us all tired.
Hopefully see you there. Yeah, you'll see us tired. But yeah, guys, thank you so much, and bye.
Yep, bye.